First of all, congratulations to Tommy. Finally, he won on the PGA Tour. And it was a big one. Today's swing analysis will focus on two players. On the left, of course, is Tommy, easy to recognize. On the right is Marco from Spain, who also claimed his first victory not long ago. Tonight's focus is something I've noticed over years of watching pros. At the same position in the swing, players often do things a little differently. Some do it this way, others that way. And Tommy and Marco are great examples of this contrast. Why? Because at first glance, both of their swings look simple, clean, and efficient. The key analysis point here is the width of the takeaway, the radius of the backswing. I've mentioned this many times in my lessons, so let's start with Tommy. When you watch Tommy swing at full speed, it looks very simple, right? Many think his swing isn't complicated, and his body movements aren't extreme. But Tommy's takeaway is relatively wide. Let's take the point where the shaft is almost parallel to the ground, and compare it to Marco. His takeaway represents what many tour players actually do. When the shaft is parallel to the ground, his hands stay close to his body. With Tommy, you can clearly see a big gap between his hands and his body. But with Marco, that gap is almost non-existent. This means that in the downswing, when Tommy's hands return to the same level, he must narrow the path and bring them closer to his body. Around this point, his hands are at nearly the same height as before, but clearly pulled back in closer. Marco also narrows a bit, but since his takeaway wasn't as wide, he doesn't need to pull his hands in as much on the downswing. At a similar level, his hands don't have to adjust as drastically. But at impact and just before it, both players' body positions and wrist-arm angles are very similar, strong and solid. However, because their backswing widths are different, the path they take to reach a solid impact is not the same. There's no right or wrong here. It's simply a matter of simple versus complex. To sum up, I encourage amateurs not to push their takeaway too wide, but rather to learn from Marco's style. For Tommy, a wide takeaway is no problem. He has the skill to handle it. But when amateurs push their hands too far away from the body, bringing them back in on the downswing becomes very demanding on their athletic ability, swing habits, and body mechanics.